John,
Roughly.
we have that outage Sunday night at 11.
Yeah.
We told home guys we were going to give them till midnight.
Yes.
Greg was extending it a day, 24 hours.
The insight? I don't know if we'll need to be honest. I'll check with Ron. But I think most of these guys are going to have to done before then.
I just know the feedback will be. I'm going to post the outage stuff here shortly. I'm going to get the post ready. But Greg brought that up. So just an FYI.
Alright, sounds good. Yeah, I am. Thank you. Alright, welcome back to the Golden Tea Lounge. I'm Kevin Lindsay. We are taking a look at Agave Ranch, brand new tea boxes and new pin placements. Today's daily contest. I know the graphic says this week's event, but it is new tea boxes all week long, whether you're playing 2019 courses in casual mode, prize play, or daily contest or event. So let's see how today's contest fares. You've seen a few examples of Agave Ranch's new tee boxes during yesterday's live stream of events mode. We know there is at least one par 5 that is now a drivable par 4. So that it actually was one of our shot of the days yesterday from Ken Callis in, I believe, Michigan. Wonderful little ultra shot dunk on Agave there. Pull up our friends from YouTube and Twitch. I know yesterday's daily contest of Pembroke, I heard a lot from some of you players on Facebook and Twitter about the new tee boxes really changing the game up and the fun and excitement that you guys have been experiencing with those tees so far. So appreciate all your feedback as well. Next week's event, kind of gave you a little bit of a preview yesterday, but next week's event is going to be another mega, what are we calling it? The Meaty Freaky event with, well, a bunch of new tee boxes. We're throwing some Golden Tee 4 courses into the mix there. We'll give you a little bit of a preview on that list towards the end of the week. This is that par 5 Agave hole 4 that is now drivable par 4, making it even easier for you guys to get eagle on this hole. All right. Bobby, Cam, Hannah, well, thank you for joining. I know we've got a few more people joining on Twitch and YouTube as we speak as well. Hopefully I can have a good day like I did yesterday in events mode and hit a couple of aces. I think we had 3 yesterday during the live stream, which is weird. It doesn't normally happen even when I'm playing a Freaky Friday or a daily contest, and you're seeing all the same looks. If you didn't get a chance to watch yesterday's live stream of events mode, you can see that on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch in the video section. You could also just check us out the rest of the week, hoping to do a lot more of these live streams of the daily contest. Of course, on Friday, we'll have another Freaky Friday, and I'm looking to see what that is now. Hole 7, Agave Ranch. So before, tee boxes were these little squares right around here, and you were having to hit it either far out to this patch of rough and hopefully not getting blocked by some rocks, or hitting a big A1 out here into this area in the dirt. Thankfully, at least for this new tee box, you can just say nope to all of that and just hit it right out there in the sand, avoid all the rocks and little bushes, and you've got a pretty straightforward shot right at the cup. This trackball is probably going to get ripped out at some point during this live stream because I feel like I'm not getting all my power there. So when I start missing chips and putts, that will be my excuse for today at least. As you guys are playing some of these new courses or the new looks, new tee boxes in these courses, make sure you're sending any of your hole outs or hole in ones to YouTube for shots of the week. Even if you have some really bad shots, we've seen some really funny, well, I consider them funny because they didn't affect me, but funny shots where, you know, you guys have ended up hitting the pin and ending up in the water. We all laugh in the office, and I kind of deserve that. I was being mean. But you know, we do have some new cool social features coming that I'm hoping to use some of your really bad shots that are really good comedy. More on that over the next couple weeks, though.
Call for one, a chance for eagle.
And if for some reason, I know there actually are some of you out there, if this is your first time watching us live or joining us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, wherever you're watching or hearing about this live stream, of course, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining. But if you guys have any questions, whether it's about today's daily contest, this week's event, the World Championship, we have Design a Hole going on for the next few weeks. So make sure to get your Design a Hole submission sent in. I was actually not kidding about this trackball. I'm not sure what the issue is here, but we'll keep going with it anyways. I'll just hit it off the pins. Cam, John, Kevin, Josh, Bill, thank you for joining us on Facebook Live. Good to hear from most of you, or at least all of you, until you start giving me a hard time about silly things. Design a Hole goes for a few more weeks now, so if you have your dream par 3, par 4, or par 5 that you think would actually be a great fit in Golden Tee 2020, you can email those to us at design-a-hole@itsgames.com. You can also check out livewire.itsgames.com or goldentee.com. There's a big article about Design a Hole 2020, our Epic Flash Design a Hole contest. You know, our partners, our friends at Callaway, always helping us out. Win your very own Golden Tee Home Edition or a Epic Flash driver or a Odyssey Strokes lab putter. A lot of oh, why do I have a zero bird? I feel like somebody's been messing with my my Build-A-Bags here. But lots of opportunity. A few weeks left. The contest is going to go, let's see, I want to say to the end of April 14th. So we got a little under 2 weeks to get your dream hole in. We've got a couple hundred submissions so far. As always, you guys put in a lot of time and effort for this contest, and oh, look at that, just barely got over that rock. You know, we love and appreciate all of that. So a lot more coming through Design a Hole over the next few weeks. World Championship, our 8th week of World Champ qualifying going on right now. Mixed tees, or excuse me, new tees, mixed holes from all the 2019 courses. Waiting to see a look where Agave 15 is drivable. Going to try it. I'm almost positive it's not there. We're just gonna, because this game is already all over the place, we're just gonna have fun with it. But from one of the other tee boxes I did see on this hole, I think within the next few weeks, we will probably have somebody who aces this this par 5. This is most likely going to go into the category of what not to do when trying to play the daily contest. But I know you guys get a kick out of it. Apparently we're going backwards now. Not sure how that happened. The fun of live TV. Apparently I was buried in a rock that I didn't see. So we're just going to pretend like that never happened.
Force this to the left here, Jim. And now, golfer one. Fairway all the way.
All right, can we hole out to save par and pretend like this awful attempt at driving this hole didn't happen? Nope. But daily contest, if you've never played it before, it's one of our 24-hour contests, which means the same course, the same setup, the same tee boxes, the same wins, all through the 24-hour period. So until 12 a.m. Central Daylight Savings Time, you're going to get to see the same exact contest setups, which means for those of you that are new to the game, it's a perfect teaching tool. If you play with more experienced players at your location, whether it's a Buffalo Wild Wings, a restaurant, an arcade, wherever you guys may play, hopefully they've told you about it, but you can check out goldentee.com for more information on that. But 24-hour contest, the same exact looks. One of those things that I stress during these live streams for daily contests and Freaky Fridays is that it's a perfect teaching tool, except when I make shots that potentially go in the water. But all kidding aside, it's a great teaching tool if you're trying to learn these courses, the new tee boxes. You're trying to learn how to hit some of those curve shots that you see on the deck of the cabinet. They might be intimidating at first, but promise you they are possible, they are doable. We have a lot of videos on Golden Tee. It's YouTube and Twitch. Golden Tee TV has a lot of our live tournament event coverage. You can go through and watch that to get more tips as well. Let's see. This is also a par 5 that is now a drivable par 4. So hole 18. I know some of these setups on Agave 18 were pretty difficult for the more casual players. So having a drivable par 4 end your game gives you another chance to kind of walk away with a pretty easy eagle. And in an instance like this, if you're playing terribly, you get to walk away feeling a little bit better about yourself. Kevin, thank you for joining us. Appreciate the appreciation, I guess I'll call it. Let's check in on our friends on YouTube. Make sure we're not missing any of the comments from over there. All right, so now that we've got first game out of the way, first game jitters out of the way, we are going to make sure that we get the correct club set. Not sure why I have a zero bird for Agave Ranch, but we're going to roll with it. So now my course, my little club guide underneath me, right about here, something like there, should be identical to what I'm actually hitting on the green. So Kevin, actually, I just saw your comment as I was talking about that now. This, I'm not the best player in the world, but every once in a while I do good things and I can hold my own. I strongly suggest taking a look at the bag that I have underneath me. The only changes for newer players, I have super spin on my irons and my wedges. I'm just used to those clubs after a few years now. If you want to have a bit more spin with the club set and ball type that you use, maybe suggest using partial spin, or just going at it with normal spin on your irons. But other than that, 10.5 degree driver. I know some of the pros suggest an 8.5 degree driver on some of the courses instead of a 9.5 degree driver. It's really just dependent on your style of play. Oh, that would have been a nice little bonus hole out there. But I strongly suggest that the club set that I use typically for these live streams is a very good starting point. All right, now that I got the right club set, I feel a little bit more comfortable. Some of these setups were just weird with the accidental zero bird club set I had as my default. Yes, okay, so shout out to Adam Kramer who reminded me that this week's Freaky Friday is the Around the World. So some of our favorite creations from all different parts of the world. I know we've done this a few times. It's always been a fun but also scoreable adventure. And I know with the 7 new courses for 2019, we've got a lot of new stops. A lot of new stops that we're going to make during this week's Freaky Friday. Can we get a hole-in-one on the live stream? Come on. See, now that I got 3 hole-in-ones yesterday on a setup, differing setups every time, I'm never going to let myself live it down. Casey Mattingly appropriately calling out his friends and asking if they're taking tips. Hopefully, when they chime in on this video, I'm actually playing well enough for the tips to be worth it. Apologize for the occasional cough or two as I get over whatever somebody named Hannah probably gave me. Beautiful setup here. On hole 7, missed the trackball. Really bad, but because that tee box sets you right up in the middle of this this fairway, even with the mishit trackball, I'm still in between rocks. No bushes, no little rocks around me. I don't have to worry about clipping anything as you try to get eagle on this hole 7. Pretty reasonable looks for the new tee boxes. Outside of the 2 par 5s changing to par 4s and now being drivable, most of the other looks are pretty straightforward. Nothing completely off the beaten path of what you might be used to from the original tee boxes, but still different enough to challenge you, especially as you play more and more over the next few weeks. You're going to really realize that, yes, we hype up our team because they are our team, but no joke here, they really did go completely crazy when it comes to making new tee boxes, and we've heard from a few of you about how it almost feels like 5 brand new courses, and that's the truth. We took a lot of notes from what you guys, the feedback you gave us last year with the new tee boxes the first time we tried it. And Jim Zielinski and Mike Sanchez and the rest of the art design team, they really went crazy with it, and I think it's very much paying off. I also believe hole 16, that difficult par 3 that's a little bit easier now with the new tees. Actually, I want to say in our test side, I swore that I saw like 100 yards or under tee box. So hopefully the more you guys play over the next few weeks and through our daily contest and Mixed Up Mondays, you'll get to see some of these new crazy tee boxes. And yes, some of them change up slightly, some of them change, you're coming from the side of to the green instead of straight at it, but other ones, whether you've seen them yet or not, completely flip holes and really change the way you look at them, and that really does make it feel like a brand new course you're playing. There we go. Hole 13 looks much better now that I have a G wedge. As long as it stops. Stop. No. Okay, don't stop. Okay, alright. I didn't think I needed to play that safe. Clearly, I was wrong. And this is where everything just spirals. So, pro tip, on hole 13, always use biter backspin. Do not try to be cocky and go straight at it, because it's not going to always work. Just like the shot that I got away with the first time I played this hole. Not sure if that's going to work again. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Right through the trees, or cacti. Steve Dakin, I'm never going to actually respond to that question. You know exactly why I did not use the terrible nickname you gave my golfer in Vegas. This is not completely a family show, but we try. And after the awful attempt of driving hole 15, the par 5. We are just going to play it safe, walk away with our eagle, maybe hole out for double eagle, and feel excited.
Does the wind matter here, Peter?
With his strong wind at his back, he'll need to watch his distance.
Let's see. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Nope, I hit it way too soft. A little too soft there on the trackball.
On the dance floor. It's in for eagle 3. Golfer 1 at the tee.
Yeah, so this now 168 yard par 3. Using a 5 hybrid, teeing it high just to play it safe.
That's spinning back.
Ready to putt. That's a birdie. Golfer 1 from the tee box.
Whew. Hilarious Cam. Good luck in the 100-man home edition invite. For those of you that have a Golden Tee home edition have qualified. If you're still looking to get a Golden Tee home edition, you can head to home.goldentee.com. Get a nice quote on that. Almost getting the shot here. All right, so 24. That bogey on, or double bogey on the par 3 definitely did not help the 28 par that this looks to set up for.
Identification time. Let's check in.
Play a few more games here before we get out.
Jim Nance will start us off from Agave Ranch.
Looks like somebody has finally hit a 31 with these new tee boxes. Why is this set as my default? Always make sure in your GT Caddy app that your clubs are set appropriately, because mine are not. Actually not sure how that changed, but
Heading back towards the hole.
Short shot, right in.
Let's watch the tee shot of golfer 1.
alright, sorry. Now that my Build-A-Bag is complete and fixed and changed, we are good to go.
Have the distance.
Wow, he's safe.
Also, if you do not already own it, the very sweet GT Masters jacket we have on sale now in the Caddy app.
That's hitting
So anytime you log into the Livewire website or the Caddy app, on the home screen there'll be this really sweet, well, I actually just bought it for this live stream, so I can't show it to you anymore, but
1 on tee.
for 99 cents, you can get our GT Championship jacket. Wear it proudly through the month of April. Oh, maybe even longer.
Look at that accuracy. It almost went in.
Our 8th week of World Championship qualifying is going on through events mode. Mixed tees from the 5 main 2019 courses, so Catadreas Beach, Agave Ranch, Beals Creek, Pembroke Links, and then Sandhill Woods. Might play a game or two of that just to mix things up before we get out of here today.
It might do it.
But after that, we have 4 more weeks of World Championship qualifying through events mode. And then we have, I believe we're giving away a spot through Money Shot again this year, which is in May.
Golfer 1 up at the tee.
We've already qualified our non-prize play state qualifier, so congratulations to those guys. We have our home edition World Championship invite going on right now, where we're taking the top 100 from the world leaderboard. World Rankings leaderboard in March on the home edition. We are paring those guys down to the top 50, top 25, and then the top 5 from there are going to get their spot to the World Championship in Vegas. And then after that, after home edition qualifying is over, after events mode qualifying is over, your last chance, your 2 last chances are the Money Shot Contest on May 10th, 2019, which I'm positive, almost positive, that it's a Friday. Let's see. May 10th. Yes, Friday, May 10th is Money Shot. Then, after that, and after events mode closes out, your very last chance to qualify for the World Championship and join us in Las Vegas at the Orleans on June 21st through the 23rd is going to be live in Vegas. So, for those of you that did not get a chance to make it out to Las Vegas last year, we gave away our final World Championship qualifying spot. Dave Sandmeyer from Wisconsin, Team Busch Light, until before, during, and after he passes away in like 30 years, he will always be Team Busch Light. But Mr. Busch Light himself, he beat out many other competitors and won his spot in the World Championship. So he was able to play closest to the pin. If you ask him, he doesn't remember it. If you ask us who watched it live, we are not sure how he did so well. But Dave was able to beat a handful of other competitors to win his spot in the closest to the pin championship in Las Vegas. So if you don't qualify for the World Championship, but you're a fan of Golden Tee or you're a member of this friendly community, if you've ever been to a live event, come watch some of your best friends play Golden Tee, watch some of the best in the world compete from the US and Canada, and potentially join them as the 74th qualifier in our World Championship event. All you have to do is play closest to the pin, or play in our closest to the pin event. Probably going to be a $25 entry fee or so, $20, $25, just like last year. You'll get a nice World Championship 2019 closest to the pin shirt, and then you have your chance against everybody else in the room who is not a qualifier to win your spot in the World Championship. So, even though it's the beginning of April already, and the event is a little more than 2 weeks, or excuse me, 2 months away, still plenty of opportunities to qualify and join us in Las Vegas. There's my boy, Danny Boyd, Mr. Bob Squibbis himself. Justin Souders watching from Denver. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube side of things as I give you a shout out and then hit an awful shot. If you've never watched me live stream Golden Tee before, sometimes you're going to get really good golf. Other times you're going to get okay golf. Other times you're going to watch something else because I'm just awful. But try to make it a fun time for everybody of all skill levels. I know I just told you guys to always use backspin or bite. I had to go for it though. Stop. Perfect. But still, even though I didn't get wet and lose 2 strokes on this hole, always use bite or backspin on hole 13, even if I don't do it while live streaming. Threading needles on Agave 14. Another drivable setup. Why does this ball, it does not want to hit left? It's like, should have known that after the first shot. But another drivable par 4 that actually gets a bit more difficult with those new tee boxes. Thankfully, have yet to hit one of the cacti from that hole, but I'm sure it'll be bound to happen in one of these streaming games.
Huge tee shot. Nice fairway lie.
Alright, I like that shot. A lot better than most of the shots I hit today. Get in there. Alright, well, at least that time I barely missed the pin. Feel a little bit better about it. Earl, any beta testers for GT Mobile? Yes, so if you have an Android device and you'd like to beta test the GT Golf mobile game that's coming out in the summer, send us an email at gtandroidbeta@itsgames.com, and hopefully you can get on our list. We have a couple thousand people that are on the list to beta test. We're releasing hundreds more each week. So if you have yet to hear back from us on that, don't feel like we're ignoring you or just don't care about you. There's only a few people I can say I probably don't care about. Just kidding. Most of them are watching on this live stream. Love you all, though. But all jokes aside, if you haven't heard back from us yet, promise you are on the list to potentially get into the beta invite. I know my iPhone users are still going to send an email, even though it's literally called GT Android Beta Mobile Beta. But unfortunately, most likely not going to have a beta test on the iPhone. Promise you, it's not us. It has to do with the way Apple does some of the testing, and we wouldn't want you guys to spend your hard-earned money testing a mobile game that you wouldn't be able to keep all that fun stuff that you tested. So, promise you, summertime, whenever that starts, mobile game, Golden Tee Golf, for your iPhone and Android devices. Promise it is coming sometime in summer of 2019. Mike, Shane, Patrick, thanks for joining. Patrick, hope you are enjoying the beta. Be sure, if you guys are testing the beta, that you send us all your feedback, good, bad, the ugly, everything in between. Our team has actually made a lot of changes. I need to actually get a latest build for my phone because you guys have been providing such good feedback. They're actually updating the game at a pretty crazy pace, at least internally. So your feedback is very important. It's not just me as a somewhat marketing guy telling you, hey, you're important, but you really aren't. I promise you, I've been on both sides of this. You guys are important to us as fans and players, and feedback is greatly appreciated. Also, working on getting some new Freaky Friday contests into the Caddy Invitational. So I know it's been a long time since we've updated that list. If you guys have any favorite contests of the last year or two that you want to potentially get into invites on the GT Caddy app, shoot us a message on Golden Tee's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Send me a message personally. Most of you guys already do that, even if I don't ask you to. So you might as well use it for something work-related. But love to include some of the designs. Oh, get in there. Love to include some of the courses that you guys have found to be your favorites. Of course, we have our data on gameplay, but anytime we can hear from you guys directly is always an extra benefit to us. I feel like this hole, I'm going to hit this. If I don't get it now, I'm going to play until I ace that hole. Great, Earl. Glad to hear it. I'm telling you, after not having some good luck for a few weeks of streaming when it comes to hole outs and hole-in-ones, and getting 3 hole-in-ones on 3 separate holes on the first look of them yesterday in events mode, it was pretty exciting. And now it's just going to skew everything because every time I live stream, I always try to play my best. Doesn't always happen, but oh, there we go.
No sand there, Jim.
Ready to tee off. It's golfer one.
Glad that you were there to watch it, Earl, because I'm sure a few people won't believe me. It took so much out of me to not make one of those terrible hole-in-ones a shot of the day. I did that last week when we were in Vegas.
Next up, golfer one.
That's heading for the bunker.
Peter, does he need to worry about the wind?
There's a heavy need to adjust
some of the guys on YouTube are talking about the Zero Bird. So for Sandhill, actually, I was told for Sandhill that the One Bird is actually a pretty decent club to use. Same with Crawdad Swamp. Even though there's no new tee boxes, the One Bird I was told and actually shown that is a better club to use versus the Zero Hybrid when it comes to the hybrids on those courses.
Better carry. I beg to differ, Jim, my boy. It never went in.
With a look at eagle. Call for one from the tee box.
All right, so after this, I think we might play one game in events mode since the graphic says we're technically playing events mode. Anyways, we'll give you one more look at the new tee boxes. Oh, come on.
Well done.
Call for one for birdie.
All right,
On tee.
probably gonna regret this, but I gotta try it one more time.
This might not
Come
be
on.
what he wants.
Come on. Ah, dog. And not even great shot points. 6 feet, no shotties, 4-foot putt. That actually hurts my heart. I'm going to turn on a friend over here. Maybe you can hear some of the tunes that we're going to jam to as I play the last couple holes of Agave Ranch. If anybody can tell me what they hear in the background.
Call for one.
Hey, look at that. I finally made my putt on this hole. All right. I'll send a gold t-shirt to anybody who can tell me what that music is in the background. Because if you do know it, then you're my new best friend. So, you can hear it. Hopefully you can hear it. If not, then nobody wins, and I'll just take the shirt for myself.
Comments on the win.
All right, let's see if we can get this to drop for the double eagle. See, last time it was too hard. This time too short. I'm just gonna jam out here in the Golden Tee Lounge by myself, I guess. All good. Probably the nicest setup I've seen. Ah, Danny boy, so close yet so far away, my friend. You win nothing. Cam, your answer is kind of correct, but not the answer I was looking for. It's kind of a cop-out. Looking for the original answer. Appreciate the fact that you can hear it, because speaker on this bad boy is pretty loud, actually. Shane, close, but no. Hilarious, though. I'm actually not sure if that was a real answer. All right, can we end with an ace here? I would appreciate that. Nope. Nope, sorry, Danny boy, you cannot answer again. All right, so 28 finally hitting a score of par on at least this setup of what Agave Ranch is on today's daily contest. For the heck of it, we will play one game in events mode. We'll finish out with one more game on events mode. The sixth game, the sixth setup. If you have yet to play your 5, get out there. 60 free tees if you play at least 5 courses. See, it says I've already qualified because I played my 5 games. So now, Captain Close. Victor, I appreciate that. Captain Close. I'm going to now use that. Alright, so if you have yet to play in this week's events mode, it is mixed tees from the 5 main 2019 courses. Catadreas Beach, hole 2 is what you're seeing right now. Sandhill Woods, Agave Ranch, Pembroke Links, Beals Creek. So, this is the 6th look in events mode. So, unlike the daily contest where the setup is the same for all 24 hours in the day, with the week-long events mode, Nice try, Danny boy. For events mode, it is not the same contest every game. It's a completely different setup and look, which really gets crazy when it comes to these mixed tees. But every person that plays game 1 on this week's events mode will see the same setup and so on and so forth. That's why we did a live stream yesterday, the first 5 games, and now we are playing the 6th game. So if you have already played 5 games and said, all right, I've got my 5 games in, maybe I don't think I can do any better than that. I'm going to get my 60 tees and walk away. This is the 6th game, so now I'm giving you a reason to come back and play even more. And I say we're only going to play 1 game, and then I'll probably play like 3 or 4 games. But as long as you guys are learning something, hey look, it's my friend Hole 13 from Agave. Same thing, always use bite or backspin here. I'm just going to get crazy. Hopefully get some GSPs, some great shot points. Oh, too short. Also enjoy this very special version of Agave Ranch in this week's events mode. It is the daytime Agave Ranch. We could not afford to keep the lights on at night, so now you guys get to play in the daytime during this week's event. Another par 5, this time from Pembroke Links. Now a drivable par 4. And I don't know about you guys, but I appreciate having to putt in for eagle after a tee shot much more than having to hit the fairway, then make a second good shot, and hopefully putt in for eagle. So anytime these par 5s are changed to a drivable par 4, I give Jim Z and team kudos because I appreciate easier scoring. Sandhill Woods, I believe this is hole 2. A lot easier now with some of these new tee boxes. Instead of having to hit through or around the trees, you're just going straight past them. Beals Creek, I know we've seen a few different looks on Beals Creek. I want to say 7 or 8. Probably close, maybe not. But some of these looks are very straightforward, like what you just watched me hit now. Other times, they are similar to the original tees, but a more direct shot over the tree. So if you remember the tee boxes from that hole on Beals Creek, the one we just played, you were always curving around and over some trees. This time you're just going over some trees. Not a fun look, I'll tell you right now, is this drivable par 4. Before, you used to hit from this big chunk of tee box right here through the rocks and avoiding water. Now, you are just trying to avoid these big rock walls, but also hitting the green or having some form of a chip.
Dangerous shot. He'll be lucky to hit the ball from this line.
I'm an awful chipper, especially when I'm not using the 5 hybrid, so I will happily walk away with birdie here. Again, this is Agave Ranch's par 5 that is now drivable par 4. I have to say, although not completely intentional, this early AM version of Agave Ranch does look pretty sweet.
It's on, Peter. Looking at birdie. Golfer 1 on tee.
The nice thing about this week's events mode, having the all-new tee boxes, is that no game is going to look the same. You're going to have different tee boxes. Sometimes you're going to have this tee box on hole 9. Other times you might be behind the trees. It definitely challenges you a bit more, whether you're an experienced player or a new player. But still fun in between. Look at that. 15 after 9. If you get all the birdies and all the eagles you're supposed to on some of these holes. Excuse me. This hole, Sandhill Woods, probably the worst hole in this week's event because not too many ways to get up and around these trees. Did see somebody hit a 6-wood, magically missed all the trees. Actually, it was a pretty legitimate shot. They did miss most of the trees. I'm just going to hit a high 3-wood and just hope for the best. So thankfully, even though I hit it high, one of these pros on here could probably explain it a little bit better, but one of the more challenging holes, I think, with the new tee box is this hole from Sandhill. The number escapes me. And actually, as I said that, the calling was answered as the mouth jumps on the live stream and says it is a high tee, 3.5 or 310, 8.5 degree driver. Pull out to the C and hit it to C2.5. So, wow. The fringe on Agave Ranch, do not putt from because it is not fun. Apparently, that's like the third missed putt I've had. So, if you're trying to tackle the hole, the Sandhill Woods hole, use an 8.5 degree driver, as the mouth says. Hit it C2, so you pull it all the way out to the C and hit it in between the 2 and the 3. If he says it works, most likely it works.
Let's watch the tee shot of golfer 1.
Knew that was happening. Pulled that one back just a bit too much. So, oh, almost made that putt for birdie though.
With the blade and putting off. Golfer 1, ready to hit.
This is hole, 17 from Fields Creek. We have a really bad relationship. I think I might have gotten on the green one time yesterday, this game included. Okay, so just to clarify, Mouth, in case you guys don't see the comment, Mouth said that the 8.5 degree driver, high teed on that Sandhill hole, will catch 2 trees and not just one, which will prevent what you guys saw for me, where I only hit 1 tree and cleared the green.
Found the fairway. Nice tee shot.
Thank you, Mouth, for that. The rare non-drivable setup from Pembroke here. But I do know in some of the previous events modes that it does actually, it does still set up drivable with the new tee boxes, just not in every single look. All right, this hole we're just going right at it because I aced this yesterday and I feel good about it. Damn it, no back-to-backs today. Some pretty strong winds here in some of these later holes of events mode, at least for game 6. Nothing you can't handle.
It's on the green.
So Malta says that he has only played that hole 3 times, the Sandhill Woods one, so I'm sure he'll have more advice when it comes to some of the other setups that we'll probably see. I'm going to go a low 3-wood here. Don't ask me why. I just like it. That was actually what I wanted to do for the most part, not trying to hit the cup, although a hole-in-one's always appreciated. Really, for this setup, just want to walk away with an eagle.
The second shot's in. Nice eagle.
Alright, so other than a par on that par 3, a few mistakes here and there. Solid game overall, but we're just in under an hour. We'll play one more game in events mode. So this is game 7. Already played 5. That was the 6. So now we are playing game 7 of this week's events mode.
Let's hand it over to Jim and Peter at
And then we are going to get out of here. So non-drivable setup here on Catadreas 1, but a pretty fun one. Being able to hit it off of a
It's golfer 1.
giant rock wall, the top of a giant rock wall is always fun.
Tall grass like this makes it hard to get the distance you want. It's on. That'll work.
Golfer 1. It drops in. Golfer 1 on tee.
I smell a hole-in-one. Can I call my shot and actually make it? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I had to try it, though.
Right near the pin.
you're just joining us, you're taking a look at, what is this? Is this 2 or 4 of Pembroke? It's par 5. I believe it's 2. It's now a drivable par 4, so an even easier attempt for you to hit eagle. This is actually a beauty right here. I'm gonna go naked, no spin on this shot. I pulled it a little bit too far to the left of the B. But clean shot, no spin, just going, attacking that pin, not hitting it too hard, only hitting it roughly about the 90 mile per hour or so on the shot feedback meter. So this was the look I was talking about from, excuse me, last game. So the RT box was over here, the previous game, game 6. This one's a little bit off-centered, but still one you can just, I'm going to go 10.5 degree driver, medium T. I hit that a little too soft, so I'm going to get wet there. But you can go, oh, not getting wet. Thank you, Golden Tee Gods. Chipping in for eagle. Like I even said, it was not getting wet at all. The other fun look, so this time you're no longer worrying about these giant rock walls. You're just worrying about elevation change. Which for a hole 6, the wind is not going to be too crazy, but still something you should pay attention to, whether you're using the 9.5 degree driver, the 8.5 degree driver, or the 10.5 degree driver, depending on distance. Agave Ranch is now par 5 that is now drivable. It's now a par 4. Pretty simple eagle, simple and straightforward. What I'm noticing a lot with this par 3 from Pembroke is it's a most of these new tee boxes are very short, usually 100 or under in the yard range. My favorite setup on Beals is when the look is straightforward and I don't have to worry about hitting any trees. I just have to worry about hitting the ball hard enough. So look at that, 15 after 9. I'm going to try a 10.5 degree driver with roll. Not sure if this will actually get through. Most likely won't. It's going to get wet. Difficult setup there on Sandhill Woods, but we're going to chip in for eagle, or excuse me, chip in for birdie. I guess there is a caveat there. Not making eagle, but chipping in. Not the easiest chip in the world, still 28 yards away. But again, my 5 hybrid, the rusty trusty 5 hybrid, I will always tell you to put in your bag. This is a nice straightforward look at Agave Ranch. Too much bite. Great shot points, but no hole in one. No hole in one for me today. 5 wood, pretty much straightforward, clears those trees well. Nice playback on that wind. Oh, that might go in. Come on, you couldn't give me 1 hole in 1 after 3 yesterday. That's rough. That's rough. Not a fan of that, but still putting in for eagle, although I did not get the hole in 1. All right, this is where I like to have fun because why not? We're going to hopefully backspin it off the green, down the slope, and in the cup. Oh, almost got it. Always love to see those shots, those YouTube shots when they're sent to our tool, because there's just something fun about that, especially when you call it. Brad Litz, great friend, electronics technician at IT. He can tell you more about the way I like to hit some shots off the hill, call it, and then win and beat him with it. But all joking aside, Let's see, this is Beal 16. Hey, look at that, finally on the green for this hole. Putting in for eagle and not putting or chipping from the fringe. So this is where that Pembroke links hole 6 or 7, the sometimes drivable. It gets tricky with these new tee boxes, especially a wind in your face. Most likely, unless you're using streaks and you hit it exactly 158 miles per hour somehow, very unlikely you're going to get anywhere but potentially hitting that bunker and bouncing back in the water. So we're going to play it safe here. We're just going to use the super spin on my golf balls, the grabbers, to kick back. If you're new to Golden Tee or new to online play, more of a casual player that's jumping in, highly suggest partial spin or no spin on your irons. As the more you play, the more you can get used to the way the ball spins. Then it's a little bit more feasible to use super spin like I do in some of these videos. That shot had so much potential and then it just went bunkers. Alright, 2 holes left to go as we wrap up another hour of Golden Tee live streaming from the GT Lounge. Little mix of daily contest and this week's events mode. Hopefully we can close out with hole-in-one on hole 18. Walk away with a 28. Pretty solid 28. Not the most ideal setup, but you know what? It's not doable. Come on, let's do it. Ah, almost. That was actually, I love that setup. Anytime I can just kind of throw out a 10.5 degree driver, like I just did, I appreciate. Chipping in for eagle, walking away with 28. So no crazy scores this game, but that is game 6 and game 7, or setup 7 for events mode. If you missed the first 5, you've yet to go out and play with your buddies. Head over to Golden Tee's YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook and watch the Tuesday afternoon stream. I walk through the first 5 games of events mode, show you how to hit a few hole-in-ones that I probably couldn't hit again if anybody paid me to, but fun all in between. 6 and 7 today, along with some of this today's Agave Ranch daily contest. Around the World Freaky Friday on Friday, of course. Couple $1,000 in the prize pool as always. This week's events mode, over $9,000 in the prize pool. $1,000 top prize, 300 spots paid. From the Golden Tee Lounge, we will see you tomorrow. If not tomorrow, we'll definitely see you. Actually, no, we'll definitely see me tomorrow on Thursday and potentially on Friday. So, from the Golden Tee Lounge, Kevin Lindsay as always. We'll see you guys next time.